Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your September 2018 Tarology 33 reading. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us, and you got a couple extra cards that came up with that, and then we also have an oracle card as usual that I'll read at the end to help tie everything together. So let's go through. See quite a few major arcana on the table, so this could be a big month for you. But going one by one, starting with the main situation, we have the Hermit. So this is actually the major arcana card for Virgo, so this could just be pointing to the fact that we're going to be in the time of Virgo, right? But that seems a little too simple. So if we look a little bit deeper than that, we're going to have Mercury in that sign, moving direct. It's been retrograde most of August. In addition to that, there's actually going to be a full moon. I'm recording this on the 18th of August, and there's going to be a full moon coming up at the end of August in Pisces. But during that full moon, we're going to have the sun connecting with Saturn, which is in your sign right now, and also connecting with Uranus, which is in Taurus. So that could have some significance there as well. But the overall vibe that I'm getting here is that you're looking at a past situation for resolution. The reason I say that is because if you look at the Hermit, he's kind of looking off in that direction and there's a light shining there. So I feel like you're just looking for something that took place in the past to resolve itself. That's the number one vibe I'm getting there. But those were some of the other potential scenarios too. Like I said, could be pointing to the fact that we're going to be in the time of Virgo. You could actually be dealing with a Virgo as well. That's certainly a possibility for some people. And if this is you too, you know, the saying hermit mode, maybe you've just been keeping to yourself lately. And, you know, I mean, that's understandable. We've had Mars is going backwards to your sign right now. Recently came back into Capricorn. It's going to start moving direct towards the end of August as well. And then by, you know, about a week or so into September, I think it'll be moving back towards an Aquarius. So you should start to feel more energy then too as well with Mars finally moving direct. And then your ruler will be moving direct as well in September, so that's going to help. In the challenge position, we have the Fool. So to me, this card usually signifies being at that point where you're ready to start a new beginning. So normally that would mean something had just ended, right? And you're trying to start something new to follow that. Sometimes it's referred to as taking a leap of faith. But with this being in a challenge position for you, again, it could just be saying that you're really thinking something over right now. You're not jumping into action, and that's fine because, like I said, once these retrogrades start to clear up, especially your ruler and your sign being retrograde, as we move around, let's say mid-September, you should be feeling more like yourself at that point. In the foundation position, we have the Chariot in reverse. So this is actually the major arcana card for Cancer. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, maybe they're feeling out of sorts right now. Maybe there's some dishonesty there with them. But again, looking at the way the Hermit card's looking towards the past, what I'm kind of getting the most here is that maybe you're looking to clear something up that happened in the time of Cancer. So maybe you could think back to something that happened in late July. Not late July, late June through mid-July. There was an eclipse there as well, so maybe something around that time just threw everything out of whack for you. I think that was when Mars actually went into retrograde during Cancer season as well. So originally it started moving backwards in your second house, so it could have been tied to finances. Now maybe something you've just been trying to get off the ground since that time and it's just felt stuck. Maybe that's what this is pointing to here. If that's the case, there's some indicators that that might clear up for you, but we'll get to those later on when we get to those cards. In the past position, you got two cards. You have the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is normally my Taurus card, so you could be dealing with a Taurus. The Four of Pentacles is actually, for me, it's one of the Capricorn cards. To me, this is when Saturn and Mercury meet. So let's say, maybe when Mercury trines Saturn in your sign, you could be thinking about this situation, but this could be you as well. Like I said, it is normally a Taurus card. You can see the horns there too, the bull symbols. This could just be saying in the past you were feeling very financially stable, but you're also being very cautious with your money, smart with your money. Sometimes this is referred to as the miser card, but this is actually, to me, like I said, the combination of Saturn and Mercury. So to me, I often think of that as it's your hard-earned money that you're thinking about how to invest it, right? That's one of the ways that I think of it in a more positive sense. But yeah, it can be that you were feeling blocked off as well. Or if you were dealing with a Taurus, let's say maybe they were feeling very closed off with you and you weren't sure why. But if that was a Taurus you were dealing with, the good news there is that in the present position we have the Hierophant, and this is actually another Taurus card. It's the Major Arcana card for Taurus. So that's the case. It looks like whatever they were going through at that point in the past, now in the present they seem to be feeling more like themselves and coming towards you in a better way at this point. But this could just be pointing to energies at play too, which would be, if in the past that's the energy you were feeling, and again, maybe like I said, it could even be a boss. Let's say maybe a boss was feeling you feel that they weren't compensating you correctly, and maybe now they are. But this could just be pointing with the fact that you have Uranus in Taurus right now, and it's actually trining Saturn in your sign, so that could be what it's pointing to. This is the fifth house for you. So Taurus being your fifth house, this could be pointing to new love relationships, a new creative venture as well. And sometimes the fifth house is recognition. You think about fifth house, that's the sign of Leo. It's ruled by the sun, so sometimes this could be getting recognition. So maybe in the past you felt that you weren't getting recognition. Now moving into the present, you will be. And speaking of Leo, in the near future, we have the Major Arcana card for Leo, which is Strength. So, you could obviously be dealing with a Leo. That's a possibility. If we look at this as more of an energetic thing, then this could just be saying that with Leo being your eighth house, and that could be tied to other people's money, whether it be loans, insurance payouts, so on and so forth. That could be what this is about. Going back to, like I said, if you maybe had a boss who was being very closed off, you felt that they weren't compensating you correctly. Maybe with Strength here in the eighth house, that's saying that now that might be rectified in your favor. And again, pointing back to the Chariot card being in reverse there, maybe that's something that's this dynamic has been in place since the time of Cancer. So, like we said, late June through the first couple weeks of July, first few weeks of July. Maybe that's when this started. And I mean, I will say too, there's a lot of earth energy here. So even though there's no direct Capricorn card on the table, I mean, we have the Virgo, we have the Taurus card. So if nothing else, this is saying you could be feeling in your element again, which would certainly make sense. You're going to have your ruler finally moving forward again. I've had all that weird energy, like I said, with Mars going on, with Mars finally starting to move forward again. That should clear up for you as well. And there's going to be that full moon that connects Virgo, the sun in Virgo with Uranus and Taurus, and then Saturn in your sign as well. So that could help you feel re-energized in that regard too. In the present position, in your influence in a situation, we have two cards that came up. We have the Three of Wands and we have the Queen of Cups. So again, this is another Cancer card for me normally. So this could just be referring to you too. Maybe you're taking on more of that Cancerian energy, focusing on your home and your family. That's a possibility. But with the Three of Wands here, I'm getting that message in my head again about something went off the rails around the time of Cancer for some of you. That's what I'm really feeling. And now these energies at play are kind of finally coming along now to put it back on track, which is why we see the Cancer card coming up here. So, if you were done wrong in some way and it started around that time of Cancer, or maybe even it just peaked at that time, that's where it was at its worst, and that's why you've been in this hermit mode and you've been still thinking about that, trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. It looks like that energy should be clearing up for you guys this month. And I think I said the same for you guys last month too, that, even if things still felt a little stuck then, should start to move forward for you this month. And these cards seem to be pointing to that as well. In the position of the environment, we have the Seven of Wands. So this could just be someone standing their ground against you. But with everything I'm seeing here, again, I just think this is once again pointing to that there have been some challenges to you. And this is you up here, and you have the upper hand when you defend yourself. So, like I said, if there was just something that went off the rails around the time of Cancer, it could have been any time, but that's the particular time I'm seeing with this card here, and then the Cancer card also popping up for you in this position. Looks like this would be the time when you could get that all cleared up. And like I said, it would be in your favor. All right, in the hopes or fears position, you guys got two cards. You got the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. So this is actually a Virgo card for me, the Eight of Pentacles, and then this is the Major Arcana card for Aries, the Emperor. So these two, oddly enough, actually, I think it was Taurus. I recorded their reading a little earlier. Got these exact two cards in their near future position. So given that and the fact that we have a couple other Taurus cards here, you certainly could be dealing with a Taurus. But yeah, this could also be an Aries, or even this could just be saying you. This could point to Mars, because Mars is the ruler of Aries. So this could be pointing to the fact that now that Mars is finally going to be moving direct again, and will soon be back in your second house, whereas it was moving backwards in your second house, that'll give you the energy you need to get back to work. So maybe that's what's at play there. It's just a hope, so it's not necessarily something that's tangibly going to play out, but that's certainly a good indicator that with everything else on the table, if that's what's been going on, you've been feeling bogged down or stuck in that area, it should move forward for you. And if it's love related, like we were saying too, you do have the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck too, so that's definitely a good indicator there. And then in the outcome position, we have the Tower. No one likes to see this card, obviously, but what I will say is I just think that this is something, I think this is more that whatever was going on here in the past that needed to be cleared up, I think that's what's going to happen here. Something's going to happen, something comes to light, and finally just blows this thing up. If I had to point to when that might happen, like I said, given that full moon coming up at the end of August, it's really going to be heavy for the earth signs, because the sun is going to be in Virgo, trining with Uranus in Taurus, and then Saturn in your sign. So those three energies combined are going to be really positive, though. So even though it will be intense, it should work out positively for the earth signs. So something was done wrong to you, that should clear it up. It could just even be something that was being done wrong to you coming to light at this point in a very sudden manner. But I don't necessarily see that you guys were doing anything wrong here. So Whatever this tower may be, I don't think it's really gonna necessarily hurt you guys. It's still a very abrupt thing and something, especially I know Earth signs don't typically like that kind of thing to happen. But um, also looking at your Oracle card, I think that whatever this is needed to happen, and it's probably been long overdue. Um, I mean, that's one of the indicators of the tower. The tower usually means that it is something that's been worked on for a long time. That's why it got to be that tall, up to that point. But something comes along to show you that it's not as stable as you would think it was, and then you could start over from there. But like I said, to me, this just the vibe what I get with all these major arcana cards here, being supportive ones, and then this here. This feels like something might have been going wrong since the time of Cancer, and it's finally going to clear itself out. All right. In your Oracle card, we have Serendipity, and there's the artwork for it, and the number is 18, if that resonates with any of you. And I'll read the messages from the book there. We'll wrap up. All right. It says opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. The Oracle's message. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. Well, I mean, that's a pretty powerful message there, and with all the major arcana cards here, maybe maybe even I've been underplaying how big of a month this could be for you in some regards. But what I will say is Saturn being in your sign, most people's rulers, not all the signs, but a lot of people's rulers, let's say if they're ruled by Mercury, Mars, um, Jupiter, the Sun, the Moon, it's not too uncommon for your ruler to return to their sign. But for you guys, Saturn takes 28 years or so for it to make a full turn around the wheels. So, it's rare for your ruler to be in your sign. So, this could very well be a very important 2 year period for you guys. Something to keep in mind there. And now we're going to have, later on in this year, you're going to have the nodes actually entering Capricorn and Cancer. So, you're going to have some eclipses in your sign. So this could be a very important time for you guys coming up. All right, and then for those of you this resonated as a relationship message, wasn't a huge amount of energy for that, but we'll read that message. It says, Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. Okay, so, we did have 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I didn't necessarily see someone brand new coming into your life, but that's certainly a possibility. And if that's the case, maybe that's what this Cancer energy was about, actually. Maybe a Cancer could be coming into your life, and, maybe this is saying you've been waiting for someone new to come into your life, but certainly a possibility. All right, and then for those of you if this resonated more as finances, it says, you're in the right place at the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. So, the one thing I do like about that particular message, when it says the choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities now before you, maybe this was you invested yourself in some way in something in the past. And then if you combine that with this Three of Wands energy here, that's typically called the waiting for your ships to come in card. So, maybe you've invested yourself, whether investing in, let's say, stocks, or maybe even just investing your time and energy into a job that you're working on and you're just waiting to see payoff from that. Maybe that's what it's saying, that now with all these, retrograde and eclipse energies finally clearing up in September, you'll actually start to see the rewards from that work. All right, so can't think of any other messages now, so we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month.